Welcome back. What's happening in the business world on this last day of August as we turn that corner right on into September? We say hello to Mike Eppel. You know, we talked about this very quickly in commercial break. There's something sad about it, honestly. The September start just feels...
Well, a little bit. I went through this yesterday, Melanie, because my daughters are already back to high school. They work, they're on a modified schedule, so they start a week earlier. And it was weird because, you know, after my shift, I go upstairs from my basement abode here and went, oh, kids are at school. My wife's at work. I'm all alone.
You partied, didn't you? You had a big party, yeah.
No, completely went and had a nap. But
okay.
That's because I'm old. But no, but the point being, last year the kids would go to high school and then and then they'd come home at lunch. They were on this, you know, this situation where the kids weren't in school the full day. So this was a completely new experience. I'm going, well, that happened quickly. So yeah. Anyway, they were very excited about the restart, though. I'll tell you that. We'll get into that with the other school boards coming up in the next. Well, when do they go back? Was it
in the next week, right? Depending on which school board you're with.
Depending on which school board it is. So
that's it. Different start dates. Okay, so I'm glad everything's going well with the kids and you and your fortress in the basement and having a party upstairs. Let's talk about what it means, though, for the stock markets. The end of August.
Yes. Another winning month. And what a year it's been for the benchmarks. The S&P 500 hit its 53rd record of the year yesterday, and it's on pace for its 7th consecutive monthly gain. We haven't seen this type of performance in quite some time, to say the least. And the thinking is there's no change in the forecast. Earnings have been good. Monetary or interest rate policy isn't changing anytime soon. You've got, you know, still these markets have gone up with the overhang of COVID and then Delta and what have you, and the risks of the reopening. But look what was at another record yesterday. Apple, $152 per share, and it was up by more than 2% on the reports that the next iPhone will somehow have a connection to satellites. Yeah, not just through Wi-Fi or cell, but through satellites for emergency use only. When you can't get connected to the other things, again, for emergency purposes. But again, Apple has been a star. Microsoft records, Costco hit another record yesterday. So onward and upward the markets go. The TSX is up 18% for the year, and the S&P 500 up 20%.
Satellites. Sorry, I'm still sitting with that. Okay, let's talk about the GDP report for June. That's coming out this morning, and this is going to be a big highlight of the economy in the federal election as they are on that campaign trail talking dollars.
Yeah, the June numbers will be good because that was when the economy was reopening from the previous pandemic shutdown, sort of the third wave. Will the momentum last? That's a big question. Look, you're going to see political commentary from it. I already saw yesterday the Conservatives putting out a statement about the OECD's forecast about the Canadian economy being the only one in the G7 that is showing a loss of momentum. So it's all going to factor into this. But yeah, the summertime, you know, consumer spending, consumer confidence actually is down because of the fourth wave of COVID. So all of this is another sign that, again, interest rates aren't changing anytime soon. And it's this, you know, kind of big restart and then a pullback for the economy.
This next story, Mike, not really a surprise because we saw the Zoom boom as everyone headed to video conferencing. And that is slowly changing.
That's correct, because Zoom actually had its best quarter ever, brought in $1 billion in sales. Great numbers, but look, they're admitting what we're all seeing. People are slowly going back to the office or figuring out other ways to connect because the revenue growth was expected to slow at Zoom. It is doing that exactly. And the share price, this company was the best performer, one of the best performers in the tech sector for 2020. Not so much this year. It's actually down 10% this morning, and that would put it down for the year so far if today's early trends hold.
Are you tired yet of video conferencing and talking to people like this through screens?
I'm personally not. I like it. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, saving tons of money on gas, not adding to the carbon footprint, as we say, with the commute. And I don't mind not driving into the city. And you know what? I haven't been in the downtown core in well over a year and a half now. I'd be interested in going in just to see what's going on.
Not a whole lot is happening right now.
No,
Mike, I'll tell you,
that's
construction is what's happening. Yeah.
And well, there is that, and you know, the banks keep delaying the restart or reopening of their offices, and it's the same thing. It's like, oh, we're gonna go, not so much.
Very quickly for you, we should talk about inflation, and the latest items that we're looking at, seeing a bit of a boost are.
Coffee. We've talked about how the price for coffee keeps on going up. It's at a 4-year high this morning for the Robusta beans and Arabica beans. So delicious. And aluminum. This one, I saw this 10-year high for aluminum. Guess what? Aluminum's in everything. That's the benchmark for anything that's basically any item that's made. Cars, trucks, you know, technology, computers, what have you. That's not good.
Not a good
Inflation,
sign.
cost of living going up.
All right, Mike. Well, as always, it's been a pleasure. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, same time.
See you later.